In today's video, I'm going to be showing you step by step on how to rebuild a park bench just like this. Now, when I first got this park bench, the only thing I had was the 2 sides and 3 pieces of rotted wood. I literally pulled this thing out of the trash and brought it back to life. It did have some help. I ended up using Ted's Woodworking. They have over 16,000 blueprints of teaching you how to do woodworking. So if woodworking is one of your hobbies, you're going to want to check out Ted's Woodworking. Now, all the products that I use in this video, you can get them in the description below. I'm really excited to get started with this project and showing you guys step by step on how this works. All right, let's dive in. Okay, one of the things I want to do first, I want to clean this up because I had it laying down in the dirt. So I'm just going to hit it with the hose and rinse it off real quick. Okay, next I'm going to hit it with a wire brush. I'm just going to remove any debris or any paint flakes, anything like that. I want to really rough this up just because I'm going to apply another coat of paint to this. Okay, next I'm just going to hit this with a wire wheel. This makes it a little easier just to remove any more of that old paint. Okay, so I'm going to apply a light coat of spray paint to this. Just because I'm saying light, I don't want it to go through the cracks and end up more on the grass than it does actually on the bench itself. So grab yourself a can of spray paint and start spraying it. Bring it back to life. As you see here, it goes on very nice and it's easy to work with. Now that we're done spray painting, my wife and I wanted to add a little bit more color to it, so she's painting a daisy right in the middle of it, just to give it a little bit more color. Okay, now we're going to get to the good stuff. We're going to start with our wood, take proper measurements, and we are going to get into building this thing. So I have a 4-foot level that I'm actually going to use to measure this wood with. So here's our first cut. Like I said, I'm taking the 1x3x8 and cutting it in half. Now that all our cuts that are made, we need to measure the inside of the chair of where the bolt comes in, and then we're gonna have to drill through each side of our 1x3. All right, so here's our hole for our bolt. I'm gonna say that's about 1/4 of an inch. So just to be safe, let's get our piece of wood and put it on there and mark it through the hole, and then we'll take another measurement. All right, so here's our bolt hole right here. I am going to try to come with underneath. There's our marking. And yep, about 1/4. So let's drill through these and let's mark these out and drill through them. I'm going to start measuring about 1/4 inch. Now, when it comes to drilling through your wood, you want to go nice and slow because you don't want your wood to start to split. All right, now that we have all our pieces pre-drilled, we are going to go ahead and we are going to start to sand all this down. All right, now that we're all sanded, we are going to apply some stain on each board. We are going to apply it with a rag. We're going to wipe it on, and this is the stain that we're going to be using today. So should go on pretty easy. This is a pretty quick process. I'm going to hang it out in the sun for it to dry, and then I'm going to come back in a couple hours and see what it looks like. Our stain. And that's what the stain looks like. It's very liquidy, so it is easy to put it on. But pro pointer, make sure you grab some gloves just so you don't get it under your fingernails because it will stay there for a long time. Unless if you use gasoline. Gasoline will remove it. But yeah, let's start staining. I love hate. All right, so as you see, I put a little bit of stain right on the rag and it's going to go directly on, which is nice. You want to rub it in. All right, that is one piece down and out of the way. 12 more to go. All right, number 2 done. Not looking bad. 3 more left and we are complete. All right, all done. All right, so here's a little pro tip for you. If you are using stain and you're using a rag, you want to make sure that you stick your rag directly into a bucket filled with water. Let it sit for 24 hours. Don't be like how I was. I was staining one time and I actually had a house fire because the stain actually combusted next to heat, which was next to my refrigerator in the basement. So let that sit for 24 hours so you don't have to call 911 and have the fire department at your door. But yeah, a little pro tip, make sure you do that. That is safety. If you do look at the instructions on the back of this, it does say will combust. But you can get stain that does not combust. But yeah, so make sure you read your instructions when you're working with stain. All right, now that our wood's dry, we are going to go ahead and we are going to apply a finish. This is going to kind of protect it from all the elements like the rain, the snow, whichever it may be. It's going to protect the wood itself, so it has a longer lifespan. But we're going to apply it just the same way we applied it with the stain. So I'm going to use a rag and I'm just going to wipe it directly on the piece of wood. Let's get started. Just like that, we are fully complete. We're ready for this to fully dry. We're gonna probably give it about 24 hours before I start putting the nuts and bolts and start putting it all together, because I want this to fully cure and fully come together, so it has the opportunity to dry naturally. I'm just gonna lean these up against a tree and let them sit out here for 24 hours for it to fully cure and fully dry. All right, now that we're done our staining and we put our shellac on there, now it's time to piece this thing together. Everything is complete, everything's painted, everything looks great. Now we're just gonna put our nuts and bolts through our pre-drilled holes that we pre-drilled, and we're gonna put this thing together and bring it back to life. Let's do it. All right, just like that, I got all my nuts and bolts in it. Now we gotta tighten everything up and put our braces on, and we're gonna be 100% complete. We're just tightening this up with the screwdriver. So this is a brace that actually holds the leg and it supports more of the wood. So we're gonna resecure this to the wood. I might need to straighten this out with a wrench, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Just one screw directly into this piece of wood. All right, so now we have our last piece that we need to attach. This is the brace for the middle, so it kind of keeps everything sturdy. And here is the finished product after everything. It all comes together, looks great. Could not be more happy or pleased with this. All right, guys, so that concludes our video for today. I was super excited to get this project finally done. I don't know how many times my wife has asked me to do this project, but she's finally happy, finally got it done, and it looks great. Again, guys, if you're into woodworking, you're going to want to check out Ted's Woodworking at the description below, because they have over 16,000 different schematics and blueprints showing you step by step on how to do stuff like this. Again, guys, my name is Chris, and this is Fully Remote Lifestyle.